Hi everybody again. Here we will talk about a path towards a decision support system tool for identifying success factors in collective agri-environmental schemes in the European Union. Like introduced, I'm a PhD researcher, and hopefully I will make a dissertation about a new methodology for decision makers quick response to agri-environmental issues, especially collective issues. Now, here in the project contracts with Professor Andrej Udovic, we are trying to build a decision support tool. And right now, we have managed to identify a few specific success factors in the collectives that affect delivering agri-environmental public goods. However, you should all know that these are not yet final conclusions, and some much needed research is still in a progress. So just a second. Okay. Now, firstly, we will talk about a method, which is the multi-criteria decision-making method. And then secondly, we will talk about the results with examples on 5 collectives across EU. And thirdly, about the future research needed to reach expected outlook of the decision support tool. Like said, the method that can bring results or certain evaluation of different decision scenarios in such multi-criteria affected decision problem is a multi-criteria decision-making model and method or MCDM method. It is a method that explains how to build the MCDM models and often also the decision support tools that enable such evaluation of importance ranking of different decision scenarios. The multi-criteria method is suitable when more than one criteria is relevant for solving the problem or reach the objective. And the decision-making method is a method that strategically decides between options to deliver applicable solutions. An objective in the MCDM models is a term that describes the best possible alternative regarding the specific issue to reach a certain goal. Now, in a simple real-life MCDM problems or objectives in personal life, we could think about like buying a house or deciding where to go to college or which job to accept, where to go to holiday. And in these cases, the decision maker is yourself or maybe your family. Now, in not so simple real-life MCDM problems, the objectives in the business life or business sector could be like what product to put forward or which alliance to take or in which areas of the business it is more effective to advance. And in these MCDM problems, the decision maker is the manager, the strategist, or the business owner or advisor of the company. In our case, the decision makers have the objective to ask themselves which issue should be addressed first to enable a collectively implemented scheme to effectively deliver agri-environmental public goods. And this is a strategical question, and it is an objective of the MCDM problem. Now, the MCDM model is always comparing the alternatives using the relevant factors or criteria on different hierarchical levels that can affect this objective. The MCDM method, like said, considers the hierarchy of criteria on different levels. The attributes are different aspects or factors which affect the overall objective, which in this case is a goal. And the criteria on a sub-level breaks down or subdivides the attributes into more specific issues that affect the overall objective. Now, the model is built using a decision tree, and this is a hierarchical succession of criteria on different levels. And these levels are linked to a top-down or bottom-up approach. In the table, you can see our decision tree for the Mazda model, and it presents three levels. First level is the evaluation goal. In this case, we have two goals, but only the first one is considered in this presentation. And that is to identify synergy between aspects in agri-environmental collective schemes. The second level are the attributes, and they are divided into four aspects: the social aspect, the agri-environmental aspect, and the economic aspect and political aspect. Each of the aspects is divided into criteria, 3 criteria per each aspect. So overall, we have 12 criteria. For the social aspect, we have 3 criteria: relationship between farmer and collective. The second one, relationship between contract and collective. And the third one, the relations with local environment. The agri-environmental aspect has the first criteria, awareness of providing agri-environmental public goods. The second one, agri-environmental measures. And the third one, agri-environmental goals, if they exist or if they don't. In the economic aspect, we had the first criteria, the economic added value of the collectives. The second one, the remuneration or subsidy payments for the collectives. And the third one talks about financial administration of the collective. And on the fourth aspect, we have also 3 criteria. The first one talks about policy flexibility. The second one about policy bureaucracy and its issues. And the third one about the evaluation and monitoring of contracted goals. Now, the important note here is that the methods can use qualitative or quantitative data. In the contracts, only qualitative data is available because we send out a questionnaire on available quantitative data or common indicators or other relevant numeric data. And that was sent around to all collective cases in the autumn 2020. And our analysis showed that there is non-common qualitative data available to compare or analyze existed agri-environmental collective schemes. Therefore, another approach needed to be considered to analyze and compare these collective schemes. Nevertheless, we had some qualitative data available, thankfully, from the strength, weakness, opportunities, threats, or so-called SWOT analysis. And the question now was how to objectively compare and evaluate the different criteria of each collective using several SWOT analyses simultaneously.
Sorry, Janja, just a tiny little hint. We are a little bit behind. We should start the Q&A soon. So if you could just speed up a tiny little bit, just...
Okay, Christine, I will try. Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. So the question was how to objectively compare this. And we introduced the SWOT scorecard technique, which was developed especially for this case. and it evaluates the importance of SWOT results and transforms them into the numeric values that can be compared. Here is just a brief look on how grouping of the original results from the SWOT analysis to each collective case in the SWOT scorecard technique looks like. I will not go into the details because we ran out of time, but nevertheless, maybe it will be time in the QA session. So this is how the final transformation of the descriptive data to values looks like, and this is fed into the Matsudaman model. Now collectives used here, we have 5 cases, 1 from United Kingdom, 2 from France, and 2 from Netherlands. They are very diverse, like Claudia explained. And our results using the DEXI program, which is a program that allows calculation of the Matsudaman problems. So this DEXI program gave us a result, and the results were that there is not a distinct difference between the presented collective cases in their capability to provide agri-environmental public goods. They all had neutral to moderately bad synergy between aspects of providing public goods. Now, the DEXI program also allows us figuratively explain the results with the spider web. And here we can see that nevertheless, the overall goal in all alternatives was very similar. So neutral to moderately bad synergy of aspects. In the sub-level, on the attribute level, the cases are extremely diverse and they need help and strategic plans in different fields. So here there are strong and weak points to provide agri-environmental public goods are very different, and the recommendations for improvement should be individually addressed. This model can help pinpoint the individual aspects and criteria that would need improvement and strategic plan. So what else needs to be done to bring this Matsudaman model to become a decision support system tool? The first thing is to weight the factors, so the attributes, in their importance, because right now all factors in the model have equal weights, meaning that we assume all factors have been equally important for evaluating the goal. We don't know if this is true, and this we will learn in the next year by interviewing and proposing selected weighting methods. And the other thing that we need to do is to design a user-friendly interface for transforming the data from the SWOT analysis to the numeric values using the scorecard tables as an input to the Matsudaman model. And when these 2 steps are finished, we should be able to present a user-friendly decision support tool available to you, to decision makers. So thank you for your attention and a little bit quick presentation.